In the burning waters of the Red Sea, the recent U.S. military offensive against the Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen has triggered a dizzying escalation in the strategic confrontation. In an operation that exuded audacity, the U.S. Marines decisively boarded a Houthi ship that was secretly transporting the vital links for missiles manufactured by Iran. This surprising coup not only highlighted the growing contest for control of this strategic position, but also triggered a series of unexpected events that would change the course of the situation. What was initially a brave act by the U.S. Navy took on an unexpected nuance when the mysterious disappearance of 2 brave SEAL commandos was reported, shedding light on the latent risks in missions of this magnitude. This dramatic turn in the narrative underscored the palpable dangers lurking in the shadows of such intrepid operations. Now, let's delve into the far-reaching ramifications emanating from the U.S. Navy's surprise assault on the Iranian vessel by its elite SEAL commandos, backed by helicopter gunships. The operation not only resulted in the capture of crucial elements of Iranian-made missiles, but also revealed the background to a broader strategic standoff between Yemen's Houthi rebels and Iran. Images shared by U.S. Central Command (CENTCOM) paint a telling picture: fragments of missiles, rocket engines and guidance systems that are undoubtedly a serious blow to the Iran-backed Houthis. This act of force stands as a forceful response to the recent airstrikes carried out by the U.S. and the UK against Houthi strongholds, in an effort to deter their attacks on vessels crossing the Red Sea and the Gulf. From Aden. The plot is further complicated by the U.S. Army's offer to inspect sensor turrets, anti-ship cruise missile components, and medium-range ballistic missiles, all seized during a previous U.S. Navy SEAL raid against an Arab sailing ship. These supplies were destined to fall into the hands of Yemen's Houthi insurgents, backed by Iran, who already possessed arsenals matching these strategic capabilities. Thus, in the turbulent waters of the Red Sea, a plot of geopolitical intrigue is woven, where each strategic move triggers unexpected consequences, and where the bravery of a few can change the balance of power in the region. Last week, as the United States and the United Kingdom launched their offensive, the U.S. Central Command (CENTCOM) publicly revealed crucial images and details about the loot captured from a mysterious yacht off the coast of Somalia. Under the magnifying glass of international law, the 14 crew members linked to this intriguing episode are being identified. The narrative of this event unfolds with the confiscation of weapons during a flag inspection on an Arab sailboat near the Somali coast, according to the official CENTCOM statement. The operation, led by Navy SEAL commandos aboard the USS Lewis Puller, an expeditionary mobile-based ship, was masterfully executed during a complex night boarding, supported by helicopters and drones, managing to seize ballistic and cruise missile components. Iranian manufacturing. The intercepted cargo reportedly contained engines, guides and warheads intended for medium-range ballistic missiles, as well as ASM anti-ship cruise missiles and air defense system components. Preliminary analysis suggests that these weapons were used by the Houthis to threaten and attack innocent sailors aboard international merchant ships in the Red Sea. According to the United States statement, it is concluded that the Arab sailboat was involved in the illicit transport of advanced lethal assistance from Iran, intended to reinforce the Houthi forces in Yemen, as part of the latter's persistent campaign against international merchant ships. The seizure of this arsenal represents a significant blow to Houthi troops, who have intensified their attacks on commercial ships and U.S. Navy assets in the region, raising tensions to critical levels. This operation stands as a milestone in joint U.S. and UK efforts to counter Houthi aggression, while conducting an active campaign against foreign trade vessels. The U.S. attack on Houthi sites sends a strong message: risks of this magnitude to global trade and security will not be tolerated. Last Monday, CENTCOM confirmed a tragic reality. 2 brave Navy SEAL soldiers were missing after participating in a critical mission. American accounts, backed by defense officials, revealed that the SEALs approached the Arab sailboat with small special operations gunboats at 8 p.m. The scene took place in the middle of a rough sea, with 2.4-meter waves, creating a tumultuous backdrop for the boarding of the boat. However, the mission took an unexpected turn when a high wave pushed one commando overboard, followed by another in an act of instinctive solidarity. Both SEAL soldiers were left unaccounted for, sparking an intense search while their fate was determined in accordance with international law. The commander of CENTCOM, General Michael Eric Kurilla, expressed total dedication in the search for his missing colleagues, highlighting the uncertainty surrounding the outcome of this courageous operation. Meanwhile, the crew of the Arabian sailboat, consisting of 14 members, was captured and held in custody, while the vessel was declared unsafe and sank in the turbulent waters. The mystery deepens with identifiable objects captured during the interception, revealing components of anti-ship cruise missiles based on the C-802. These weapons, manufactured by Iran and derived from Chinese design, are now in the hands of the Houthis. A preliminary analysis suggests that these missiles were used by the Houthis to threaten and attack innocent sailors on international merchant ships in the Red Sea, CENTCOM reported. In a strategic shift, the United States launched new preemptive strikes today against several Houthi group anti-ship ballistic missile launchers. These attacks, although smaller in scale than those carried out last week, add to the campaign aimed at degrading the defensive missile and drone capabilities of Yemeni terrorists. Delving into the components of the recovered cruise missiles, Iranian researcher John Crank of the Wisconsin Project raised the possibility that the TLA-10 turbojet, also known as TOL-10, may have been used in the arsenal. This unlicensed Iranian duplicate of the Czech TJ-1 is used in various anti-ship cruise and land attack missiles, including those provided to the Houthis. Additionally, Crank speculated that its use in the Shahed 238 jet-powered kamikaze drone could be being used by Russian forces in Ukraine, adding an additional layer of complexity to this intriguing geopolitical scenario. At the heart of a cache recently confiscated by the Houthis, intriguing revelations emerged that shed light on the menacing war machine in the hands of this extremist group. 5 rocket engines and related components were discovered, and CENTCOM is evaluating the possibility of them being used in the manufacture of medium-range ballistic missiles, MRBM. MRBMs, with a range extending from 620 to 1,860 miles, 1,300 kilometers, represent a dangerous level of military projection. Fabian Hinz, defense and military analysis researcher at the International Institute for Strategic Studies, ICES, details that these engines, of apparent liquid fuel type, share similarities with Soviet-derived Scud variants, providing a historical nuance to this disturbing revelation. While MRBMs raise strategic concerns, the discovery of a dozen sensor turrets on an Arab yacht off the coast of Somalia adds another layer of mystery to the Houthi arsenal. These turrets, which apparently include electro-optical and infrared cameras, stand as key but less visible pieces in the puzzle. Although their exact purpose remains unclear, CENTCOM speculates that they could be linked to air defense-related components, raising questions about the evolution and sophistication of the Houthis' military capabilities. Over the course of months, Yemen's Houthis have unleashed a series of attacks using anti-ship ballistic and cruise missiles, as well as drones, against international warships and commercial vessels in the Red Sea, Gulf of Aden and surrounding areas. In this context, the war zone has carried out extensive research on the Yemeni group's anti-ship missile capabilities, providing a detailed perspective on the threat posed by this insurgent force on the international stage.